Grandpa talking to the dog. I've never tried kangaroo. Julie, the poem is, I pinned it again. So the poem, the ending poem is pinned now on my page. If you want to check out just the poem, a lot of people were asking for it in the comments, so I repinned it. Hi, Kay. Chrissy, I wrote the poem. I mean, if you've watched the channel, you'll know that I wrote the poem because it's pretty much tailored to my dad's particular case. Hi, Caroline. We're doing great. How are you doing, Danielle? You're quiet. Are you talking now?
There's Moose.
Moose! That's my buddy right there. He says, go 49ers.
Sorry. We just completely froze, so I shut that down.
This is Scott is his name. Isaacson. He's my buddy from high school. We played football together. His daughter is like an up and coming softball star, so you kind of a
Ed,
Danielle's taking care of him.
what did you do? Where's the apple?
Yeah, piece of apple. Not a whole apple.
Dan, did you give him the core?
I didn't give him the core. I gave him I gave him the
core
apple.
because the seeds are poisonous for dogs. He gave the dog some, so
Well,
I just wanted to make sure.
all right. The pig eats the cores every day.
Yeah, but she's allowed, but dogs cannot.
Yeah. Can we? Can humans?
The
Go
seeds.
Chiefs. Lisa, I'm a Chiefs fan up until today. Now,
What do you
I
call
cannot. What? The enemy. I call the Chiefs the enemy
You call
now.
them the chicken.
No, that's the
chicken
Seahawks.
Oh.
We call the Seahawks the Chicken Hawks. And by the way, I ran into a lot of people from Seattle that were fans and gave me a hard time about that. I'm terrified over a colonoscopy too, Chris. But let me ask you this question. Are you scared of the procedure or what the procedure might show? Because I'm more afraid of the results. It's just a weird quirk I have. I don't care what they stick up there. I mean, I can deal with that. Give me some pills or something.
They will.
But I'm more worried about the
those
damn,
Cowboys?
Mr. Salinger, you need to come in and talk about the results. That's fucking terrifying.
But that's
for me.
why you need to do it.
Absolutely.
Did your doctor say anything about that?
Rachel, Manscaped is the link to Manscaped. Just type in manscaped.com. Manscaped.com, and you can use the DCEL20 discount code for shipping and your
Oh,
discount.
you had your first one, Chris? Did it go well?
I mean, how did it go well?
I mean,
Did you have cancer? Is that what you're asking?
no. I mean, did he enjoy it? I mean, he could have.
Maybe he did. I might. I mean, who knows?
I am right now. Cheers. My results just came back. Well, then they blast the polyps, right? Did they take out you lost 5 pounds?
I've heard polyps are not a big deal. I've heard a lot of people have them. I don't want to have them. I don't want anyone messing around.
Well, they get them out when you're in there.
I don't like that.
They
So
clean
they
it.
clip it, and then you have like sores in there.
No, they can clip it.
And then do they stitch it?
They eat it. It's an appetizer.
All right.
In
So
New Orleans. Did you have anything that was?
I believe there were things that I wouldn't talk about, but they did serve in New Orleans. Yes. Did you enjoy it? Chris, we're waiting for that
I'm
answer.
waiting to see if you enjoy
We have
it.
silence.
A trip to Taco Bell. Chipotle sometimes can. Well, apparently pizza and salad clears me out. So.
Yeah, they biopsy and make sure that they're okay. I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra, 95 calorie beer.
When my grandpa got his,
Two carbs.
they penetrated his colon, or they poked it, and so he had to have emergency surgery. I know, Nicole, and that's why you do it early.
I know. I'm aware of the whole situation.
Right, well, he still hasn't done his.
All right, enough of
his,
the
his
colonoscopy
poop test.
Fine. I'll drink a Portuguese beer, Edgar. Any beer. Remember Italian beers like Peroni?
Peroni.
I find all sorts of new beers, and I drank some stuff in New Orleans. I don't know what it was, but what kind of
Did
beer?
you drink any different beer when you were there? At least, did you do something out of the norm? Something different.
Well, I had pizza.
That's not different.
Well, it was a piece of pizza from No, I walked by the original Popeyes,
That's so
like the
annoying.
original Louisiana Kitchen Popeyes. I walked right by
I
that.
had a Coors Light.
I had some fish. I'm not quite sure what it was, and I had some
Yeah,
wonderful
we
salad
love
dressings.
Stella.
I had a Stella when I was there.
I know, but that's not what you do.
Danielle, again, it was not. I had other things on my mind, and I was with, I mean, some pretty amazing people. So I wasn't into the.
You should have tried
Inebriation.
Everclear.
I wasn't.
The
That
voodoo.
wasn't that kind of trip.
Yeah, I had pizza.
I mean, there were young people there, but you know, like when we were at a dinner, you know, there were people, you know, people in their 20s and 30s that they took the whole,
Tequila seltzers are good.
and they were going,
No
and the young
bananas.
people were like going out. They didn't even come to the old guys like us. We didn't get invited to the big, you know, they went. They just figured not gonna be interested.
Well, they saw
Other people went. I
they
didn't.
saw the gray hair.
I don't have any hair, so
You have gray.
well, whatever.
I like gray hair.
All right.
It's sexy.
I-
We talked about it
Really?
today on our line.
Okay.
Is that
I
bad?
did not get. I mean,
Okay.
I did go in and listen to some music, but I didn't get to like sit down
Yeah, the
and
Cazador seltzers.
break out a cigar and enjoy or anything like that. It was just
He didn't get any beads.
I wasn't really done with the evening until like 8:30 on Saturday night after my speech and the dinner, and I had a 6 o'clock flight out. So
Truth
I didn't have a lot of
is
time.
never welcome at times. Adriana said she manifested her inner Danielle today at work. She said truth is not welcome at times. It's not.
Are you still employed? That's the important part.
Do you still have your job? Oh no.
The speech is up. Life is backwards. It's up right now on both TikTok and YouTube. You
I
can
want
watch the whole
these.
speech. It's like 7.5 minutes,
We got to see
But
the
it's
pickpocker. Yes, the pickpocketer.
and I was
gypsy.
happy with it. I was happy when it was
Oh
over.
shit, Adriana. I'm sorry. Don't manifest in important situations. Hi, Cindy. The poem was
Thanks,
horrible,
Jan.
Janice. You know, you should have seen it.
The poem was horrible.
Well, because it's a tearjerker for sure. I still, Andrew's like, are you crying? I'm like, yes, it gets me every time. I know,
So a lot of people
Pat,
heard
I
the
agree.
poem for the first time. I thought it was a good ending to the poem,
Yes,
and I thought it fit into the speech because
A good ending. You
That's
mean your
what that-
speech, not your poem.
it ended the whole seminar. I
Yeah.
thought it was a very appropriate ending for the whole thing because it talked about what these people are before.
He did look great in black. He looks good in black. It brings out
Just call me
the
Johnny
gray.
Cash.
Oh Lord.
I'm walking in Memphis. Or no, I guess Walk the Line. I'm
Ed, what are you
confusing
doing?
Mark Cohn and Johnny Cash.
Ed,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I can't find my keys.
You don't have any keys.
What?
You don't have any keys.
I don't have my address.
Grandpa's
in
son
my
down
car.
No, you don't have a car. And
Here, Danielle, let me talk to him.
you live here with us.
I'll deal with it.
I don't have a car.
Pop.
Yeah, it's my car.
Go. I got
I haven't got my keys.
Pop.
Anything. I can't find my keys.
Pop, you're 91, you live with me. You stop driving without the keys. You don't have keys.
I have it.
I don't have the keys to the house.
I have it.
What?
You're 91.
He
Okay, you're old.
I did. I had it. He doesn't trust me.
You live with me.
I was
Look at
fine.
me. You live with your kids.
He's really that today really screwed him up. Max really kind of messed him up.
You laugh every day.
And Andrew was out there for a while with Max. I was kind of sitting in
Plus keys to the
my
house.
bed. I've had really bad cramps and backaches today, so I don't know why he interviewed.
You sold your car.
How do you think it'll be? I don't know. It'll
Oh
be.
my God.
I don't know.
You stopped driving.
Max is one of Ed's older grandchildren.
Listen to me, I'm telling you the truth.
All right.
Thanks.
I'm telling you the truth.
Aw, thanks, Big Flip.
You're sundowning right now. You're having, normally, you're just having a little.
Maybe he
confusion.
could
That's
be.
all you're
I mean, I think he feels like
having.
he should step in just because I've done it,
When
you
you're
know?
91, sometimes
I don't know. I had it. I haven't been very interactive today just because I haven't been feeling great. We dropped off the Porsche today, and then I had to go pick up some stuff for my bathroom. And I was sitting in the back seat because Ed was in the front, and I get really bad, like, motion sickness. So between it all, I just literally came in and I've just been in my bed until I showered. I hope I will. Am I letting my hair grow out? Yeah, you know, I don't know. I can't get much longer because my hair is super thin. I don't know. I just haven't made it.
For
Anymore.
1932,
You're 91. You're old.
I
You
can
don't
still
drive. You might be able to, but not safely, and you can't drive legally. So you
He
don't
fought me
drive.
on the driving yesterday. He wanted to take me.
You're
I
fine.
have 2 feet.
You got great feet. You live with your kids. Take a seat till you get tired.
Mama G, I don't
And then
know.
go to bed.
I'm horrible. Don't tell me to stop yapping. I'm not in the mood.
Oh, it's 5:59.
So if you enjoy being here,
Not right now.
be nice.
Then take a seat until you're ready for bed. I'll help you get ready for bed.
Oh, Linda, yeah, I won't do my hair anymore. You know, I just won't do it anymore. It's not worth it. It hurts my hair. It makes it bad. It's thin. It just kills it, you know.
Right over there whenever you're ready. Your room
Oh,
is right
Abby.
next to mine whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay.
You live right in my house, Dad.
Any tips for anxiety?
Yep. You
Mine?
got it.
Medication.
You got it. Okay, so I can't video that, but that was
I
it.
had it.
No, I had it.
Oh.
I'm the expert. He was sundowning really bad and not just confused but upset. So that's the toughest time. And it's I got him for the minute. In 2 seconds he'll be back up. But it's also his bedtime. He's tired. Oh, he's up already. Sorry. Pop.
I need to blow my nose.
42 years with hair, Nancy. That's cool. Do a little more. Oh shit. Taking off a right on.
Yeah, that'll do it.
There you go.
Thank you.
No, he's not wearing a camera. He's wearing pajama bottoms. I think Dan is protective. I think he feels bad. Maybe it bothered him that I did so well. I don't know. I'm not going to take the camera to Grandpa and Alma when he's like that, Rachel. It would be very rude to do that right now. Did Ed have a Porsche? No, Thomas. Ed would have never spent the money on a Porsche. No. Oh my God, Jan, he is eating so much. I don't know, Trish, but I think he is. I don't know, Lori. It's interesting. He's the expert. Yes, he did say that. Dan's the expert. Oh well.
Bring it to you over there, Pop.
Oh well. It's fine.
Right over here.
Oh, sorry, Jeter. A Lambo. Ed would have never. Ed was cheap when it came to cars. He looked for the cheapest car he could find. And you, I do. We have 3, Kevin. We have 3 kids.
That's how fast it happens.
The expert. All right, the expert's back, you guys.
I'm my dad's expert.
Shit. How did I make it for 4 days without you?
I mean, you made it, but I just did it with precision. With precision. It's hard to be a caretaker and get it down, but what do we? I don't know what we're gonna do for 92. His birthday's coming up. My dad didn't ask where I was, but I have video of his first time he saw me after the 3-day absence, 4-day, 3-night absence. And I got video of him today. So today's video is when Danielle picked me up at the airport with Grandpa, and he recognized me immediately. Immediately.
A Peony's Grandpa's Subaru was really cheap. He searched for the only Subaru in
In
California.
the planet that was a stick.
That was a stick shift with manual windows. Everything was not electronic.
I don't know if it had manual windows.
It did.
I don't think it did.
It didn't. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think it had manual windows for like the last
no
15
sleep,
years. But he had a Forester. That's what he had. How you doing, Iron? Practice does make perfect, absolutely. And I've been away for it for a while, so I was, my fuse is way down.
Oh,
I got
thanks, Amanda.
patience for him. I can walk in and talk him out of that. He was bad.
Oh,
He was
no.
bad. It was bad because he always gets a little worse when he's around new family and he saw his grandson, and the grandson's bringing up names and stuff like that. So thank you so much, Allison. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was Grandpa. Too much stimulation is can be troublesome for people. Oh my God, Jay Leno's wife now? I did not know that.
I got him too.
That's all right. I don't
I got
mind
him too less.
Chiefs fans. I just hate you right now, but I will love you again. If as long as the Niners win, I will love you again Monday after the Super Bowl. And if the Niners lose, it's going to take me a little bit of time, but I will love you again. I promise. It just might take a little bit of time. I almost had a heart attack during the game yesterday. It was. I mean, if they had lost, I don't know if I'd be here right now because they kept coming back and then coming back and.
Well,
It
I
is a
watched
Nick
the whole
Ultra,
time.
absolutely.
He would come in and out. He had it off. Once they won, he rewatched the game.
I've watched it a number of times now because I couldn't. I was pacing.
Me too,
My dad we had it on out here. I turned it off in my room, and so during the game, I was just pacing back and forth. I was on the phone with my friends, with Mark, I'm texting.
Brock did some good runs. I mean, he did.
Brock, he won the game.
You
He
have
won
to
the
say
game.
that he did. You were bitching. In the first half of the game, Dan was bitching.
Because, of course, I was bitching.
He needs to be fired.
I didn't say Brock. I said Shanahan and Lynch need to go.
And
But now,
Brock,
now I take it back. I was so I was going off, and I have one of the people I text with. His brother is the team doctor for the Niners, so I mean he's really connected. Like last time they were in the Super Bowl, my buddy Kevin was on the field, and we all asked him, "Are you going to Vegas?" He's, "Oh no, once it's enough." So he's not going to go back to Vegas. Kevin, if you're on here, I just thought about it. What's your brother doing with those tickets? His extra tickets.
Leslie, I did.
Dr. McAdams.
I reported him.
Dr. Tim.
Well, my watch kept telling me I needed to calm down. It was like, bitch, you need to take some deep breaths and walk away from the TV. Because I was starting to get, I was having anxiety during that game.
Is there any, I mean,
What?
seriously, we got 1,000 people here, 200 people here, are there any people in the Niners organization or any players, maybe, or even,
Nick
I'll
Bosa
even
is hot.
pretend to be a Chiefs fan is maybe Travis is on here. Travis, are you on here? Maybe Taylor, are you on here? Taylor, if you're on here, Taylor, you never know. If you're on here and you have an extra seat in your booth or something, email me. But, even if it's nosebleed up at Allegiant Stadium, I'm good, Taylor. If you're on. If you're not, I understand. I won't expect anything, but it is a Super Bowl. Yeah, email me, Taylor. Email me. Don't tell Travis.
Yeah. Why doesn't Dan take meds for his ADHD? Because he eats them all in one day.
Because I abuse them.
He can't do it.
I love those meds.
He loves
but
them.
I don't do a lot of the things that I love, I don't do anymore. A person whose first name is Xavier. Xavier is a good guy. Xavier is my buddy.
They're talking about the guy who said something on here, not the same guy.
Are you sure?
Yes, it wasn't the same guy.
Okay, because Xavier might say something that's off-putting, not intentional.
No, Kelly, I think he said what I heard when I walked away is now he knows he can leave more.
Debo's mom, if you were on here, Debo's mom. I'm sending a message out to Debo's mom.
Oh, Jeebaz said, by the way, her youngest son will be in Vegas for Media Week. If you have a great question, he will ask for you.
I will think about that. Thank you so much.
Well, is Taylor going to make it for the game? I heard
Yeah, of
she's
course she'll
touring
make
in
the
Japan. She's touring in Japan at the same time. Ugh, I can't. I'm already done. I cannot
I think
do.
Taylor's going to drop in a parachute.
I
or
cannot
something.
do. I cannot do.
I will never, ever, ever.
I cannot do it. The media coverage.
I'm a Niner
The
fan.
Chiefs, I think, wouldn't they be irritated with all that?
No, they love it.
They're
The
not even
NFL
focused. They're not
loves
even
Taylor.
focused on the game
She's
itself. They're
brought
just
a
focused.
younger audience
they're
to the
just-
NFL.
They're just focused on the fucking Taylor
They
Swiftie.
don't care. As long as they're there for the advertisement and the advertising dollars go up, the NFL doesn't care if you watch
Just
the
a
game.
few hours.
They
And
don't
she has.
care if the
Does
NFL
she have a
wouldn't care
private
if you
jet?
Does Taylor have a private jet?
Cheers.
Taylor, if not, I will drive you in my Subaru wherever you want to go, free of charge.
The Porsche, Taylor, we have a Porsche, but it's in the
You won't-
shop right now.
I can't get in and out of the Porsche that easy, but I will take you in the Subaru.
The truth comes out. The Taylor Bowl.
You won't to get you from A to B. And the nice thing, Taylor, is I won't. I'm not going to ask you for 1 million autographs.
They
or
don't
anything.
care
I'm
right
just-
now because he is. They say he has been on point since Taylor's been at the games.
Dropped a couple balls
So,
last week.
so maybe we hope she doesn't make it to the game.
I don't know why all this.
Lika
Why
watches
all this
football
Taylor
because
hate's
of
going on?
Tyler. Tyler who?
Travis.
No, Steve said Lika watches football because of Tyler. Who's Tyler? Steve. Tyler who?
Taylor. Probably meant Taylor.
Did you meet Taylor?
Of course they meant Taylor.
Well, then get her off. Don't let her watch, Steve.
Let her watch.
Fuck Taylor.
I mean, I don't know what you think you're doing, but you have a knack for making enemies. You just attacked a really savage crowd. They will come at you. You think that the trolls are bad on your morning show now? You start attacking Swifties, and you're going to get. You want to be on. They'll have you off in 2 seconds. Don't mess with the Swifties.
I'm just saying, you want your Niners to win.
Taylor is a
Do you
sad.
want your Niners to win?
Yes, I do. But I'm not
Okay.
gonna get on. You like to be a sassy ass bitch or whatever. Taylor is that stuff. She's the epitome of it, right?
Dan's not getting a seat now. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
You want your Niners to win? Taylor's not invited to the game.
Taylor's not going to be on the field. Taylor's not going to make a difference.
She's singing the national anthem.
Is she really? That's awesome.
Steve needs glasses. He needs a zing-zanger.
What's that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, don't mess with Swifties. I love all Swifties. I love Taylor. Don't hurt me. That's all I have to say. Because the Swifties is probably one of the most powerful blocks in the country.
She's not.
If they march on you
She's
or
not.
they surround your house, they could.
Reba is doing that. I was joking,
I like
you
Rita
guys.
too.
Oh, Lord.
I'm a Swiftie. I only know one song.
There's Moneymaker.
Moneymaker, I know. I'm extremely nervous about the Super Bowl.
Zing.
I'm not raging confidence, but this could be the beginning of a great thing for Brock. This could
Brock?
be Brock.
Oh, not. I thought you said Swiftie and then you said Brock. I was confused.
Okay, Brock Purdy's
I know who
quarterback.
Brock. I
of the
know, but
49ers.
you blended it together, and I thought you were confused.
I was
who
responding to a
Taylor.
comment, to Moneymaker. I'm saying, hey, Brock did it, right?
He did
No matter
good.
how ugly it might have
He
been,
did.
he did it. And he did it.
Moneymaker,
In
you
the
know we came back in the clutch. Stop whining because your team didn't make it.
And really, Moneymaker? Let's think about this for a second.
See, everybody was confused.
Let's think about this. When was the last time the Steelers were really good? We're talking, I was 8, in the 70s with Bradshaw and Lynn Swann and, Franco Harris. That was the 70s, dude. I don't know how old you are, Moneymaker, but I assume Bob Weir. I assume that you've got to be fairly old to be a Steeler fan, right? You got to remember those 70s victories. Terry was, 4
He's
Super Bowls.
54.
All right, so we're
No,
the same.
he's not.
We're the
Different
same.
guy. Make money. Moneymaker
That's
is two different.
make money is money maker.
I know,
or-
but wait, did he change his thing?
yeah, he changed it when the
What is he
Steelers
on?
lost.
What is that? Oh yeah, 54. So
Yeah.
he's younger than you.
Yeah, we're the same age.
No, he's younger than you.
We both watched those. So I was a Raider fan, during the Steeler days too. So I hated you guys back then too.
They cannot deny the second half. They came out.
I have
They
Stabler
realized
hanging up in my.
They had
office.
to do it. They had to do it, and they came back. You guys, don't be bitter. We came back.
Don't be bitter.
Don't hate.
We won.
Don't hate
Don't
on
be
the
bitter.
Niners.
And
By the way,
Jinx, if you're a Lion fan, you guys will be back. I mean, you guys have a great team, you'll be back. I mean, I think Goff will get a Super Bowl before he's done. Benny won a Super Bowl, that's right. Ben did.
Lynn's sore because she's a Lions fan. Linsky.
The Lions are a great team. You guys will be around for a long time. You're lucky. If I was a Lions fan, I'd be happy because you're gonna go into the playoffs next year.
It did suck.
You're gonna have a winning season.
We thought they were in. I mean, I think even all the Michigandiers thought that you guys had it. I did too.
Ben won 2? Are you sure? I think Ben lost 1. Did Ben win 2?
Chiefs are going to be hard. Mahomes with the Kermit voice. God, I can't stand him with the voice.
Oh, absolutely. If I was a Lions fan, I'd be happy. Where's Grandpa Colin? He's on the couch and he's been quiet over there actually.
Sorry.
And he's still up. It's after 6:15. Normally he's been going to bed at 6, so the longer he can stay up.
They have a good chance. Everybody has a good chance.
Derek, they could win.
They could win.
I'm rooting for the Niners and
Everybody loves
It'll be-
Mahomes. I can't with the voice. I can't with the voice.
the voice.
His
Mahomes has a bad
He
voice.
sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog.
He does.
I like Mahomes.
He's a nice guy.
I'm sure.
He just sounds like
He actually kind of threw a couple of temper tantrums this year. But Patrick, if you're watching, send me a ticket. I'll forgive you.
I don't really know. Super Bowl's on your
My
birthday.
dad can
Is
read.
it February 11th? Because that's our Nuggets' first birthday.
The Lions blew it. They
Big Ben has
self-destructed.
2, Kay said.
What?
Big Ben has 2, Kay said.
Does Big Ben have 2? All right.
I mean, Mahomes is a good quarterback. I mean, you can't take that away from him. But his voice, can't. Somebody told me today that his teammates call him Kermit because of his voice.
I mean, he calls all the signals. He calls the plays in the huddle. What's he? All right. Open right. 91. Post
Could
seam.
not. I could not do it.
All
The
right.
voice, it doesn't match.
Open left. We need a squirrel seam. Tight end across.
Lynn, I have to show Dan your text you sent me.
On point. Ready? Break. Break. Hot one. Hot you. Break. They seem to respond to him. He does not get a lot of offsides calls because it's like, all right, hot one. So he doesn't get a lot of offsides calls, but
No, we will. You guys.
it is enough, Tommy. It was probably too much, right? I went one too many. I'm learning. I mean, I'm new at this, so I'm learning. Get on a little kick and then get the hell off it because it's not that funny. I know I'm not getting tickets, Mary. I'm aware of that. But again, if Pat was on here, I know he'd send me a ticket because I love Pat. I actually love
He
all
is.
the individual
I'm not
Chiefs.
taking that away from Patrick. He is a great.
I love all the Chiefs
He's
and
a
all
great
their
quarterback.
family. Anybody close to the players that gets tickets. Of course, you know that the Niners. I'll be rooting for you.
And Dan's a Swiftie.
And Chiefs. If there's I'm a Swiftie.
Why do birds?
Did Pat Mahomes' wife hit the jackpot? They were
What's that song?
they were
Rainbow
high school
Connection?
sweethearts. What?
Didn't Kermit sing, why do birds chirp
Suddenly up here,
when you're near?
every time you are near, just like me, they want to be
close to you.
Close to you. Kermit doing Karen Carpenter. That is.
Oh shit. That was my time.
What?
Kermit singing the Rainbow Connection.
I just went deaf. My ear just fell off. I'm picking my ears up off the floor. I apologize.
Oh shit.
Don't let the rumba come and suck your ears up off the floor.
He said he was he was teased in school.
Yeah, Grandpa didn't know.
He never hit puberty. Oh, Patrick. I mean, you can't take away. Can we recover from that?
I don't think so. I think it's over for us, guys. When you do a Kermit impression of Karen Carpenter, that's when TikTok just cut your channel off. Report what? Just god awful content. It was so bad you need to take them off. When you know, people's ears are falling off. What did you miss? You missed. Go watch it on YouTube, but I can't repeat it. I can't do it again. That's it.
Oh shit. I can't. Sometimes the laugh brings out the fart.
I've never been to New Zealand, but it's on my bucket list.
How many people are singing it right now?
I'm going to get like a cease and desist from Jim Hansen.
He's
That's what's
dead.
going to happen. Has Jim died?
He's dead. Oh, God.
Why, dude?
Oh, God.
Bird.
Not Taylor. I know. I think that's why I have such a problem with that. Football. Taylor. What? Anyhow, what's my story? The Rainbow Connection. No. How many of you are singing it? In the Kermit voice, that is. In the Kermit voice. Because I know half of you are at least singing it in the Kermit
It
voice.
might have been Kermit. It might have been Big Bird. I
No,
don't
it was
remember.
Kermit.
All right. I think Big Bird sounded like that
No,
too.
it was Kermit.
We were not really talking about Taylor
But
anymore.
you know, I do have a puppet.
We're not really talking about Taylor ever again.
Do you know that?
What?
I have a puppet from Jim Henson.
Do you really?
From Laura.
No
She
kidding.
worked with him, and I have a puppet.
Why don't you get it out?
Well, because I have to dig for it. But it's
That's a valuable puppet.
Yeah, it's a puppet. And when she worked a little bit with Jim Henson.
I love Bert and Ernie. I did not know Laura worked. I'm going to ask her about that next time.
Well,
I haven't
I
spoken to
remember
her.
I got a puppet, and
Does
it's
Laura
not like
watch our lives?
it's not a hand puppet, but it's like a marionette puppet, and it's like a mouse or something. And I remember at some time she said there was something with Jim Henson, and I had no idea. My mom was like, "It's Jim Henson."
Beecher, I am
Ashley, great.
retiring
I've done
from
it
the
twice.
law. I did criminal law is what I did with car accidents, but I'm going to retire out of the accidents, which are long, prolonged cases, and probably just do one criminal case at a time and maybe a couple of trusts a month. That's all I'm going to do, just to keep my
Richie,
secretary employed. That's
you
the
are-
only reason I'm going to keep
you
doing
can't
it.
do that. Richie says, "Do you think Taylor has caught more balls than Kelsey?"
Rich, that's a great question. I think Taylor is probably a pretty good girl. I don't think she was probably that.
He could.
I mean, I don't know. If I was Taylor,
Kermit's still
I would have
alive.
I'd be like the Wilt Chamberlain of whatever. But Taylor, I'm sure, is much better than me. I have no self-control. So if I had the options that Taylor has, holy moly,
Well, you don't.
I don't. Clearly. What are you looking at me for?
I mean, you might.
I
I mean,
might.
you are Dan Salinger. You do get
Hey, I'm Dan
lots.
Salinger.
You do.
I'm Dan.
You do.
Hello, babe. I'm Dan. You know me? I'm on TikTok, baby.
Well, Dan was pissed because one
I'm
of the
on-
texts, he
I'm on
bitches
TikTok.
about my text. Then he bitches, he gets to the airport and he's like, "Why the fuck did you not check me in?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, my flight. I'm like the last person to board the plane.
Both planes.
And you fucked up. You
Both
fucked up.
planes.
I fucked up.
When you're flying, you're
So-
like on the phone at 1 second after the deadline, and you end up with like A12.
So I
When
said.
you call for me, I end up with C45. Right?
And so, of course, it was my fault. Of course, it was my fault.
Of course it was your fault, but again, it worked out, right? Because on the plane there,
I said, well,
I got next to a service dog.
I said, did you tell them? Did you ask them? Do you know who I am? And you would get in. So.
Yeah, I did. And then they're all, yeah, oh, that's really nice. And then I boarded last. Can I have an autograph? I don't need it now because you're going to be here for a long time while we're boarding. But you know, as you're
It is my
the
fault.
last person getting
So
on.
then the day before the day of his flight, he said, "Can you check me in?" And your mom, you know what your mom said? Your mom said, "Why can't he check himself in?"
I don't know how to do that.
I said, "Joanne,
I had to.
touche."
I mean, you know, like I had my speech printed out. I'm like, I got a computer, but I have no idea how to get the speech like from the computer to a page. So they brought in some expert that took my computer and put it on a drive. They printed it all out. You know, that's what I need. Is, you know, like somebody who does all the stuff for me that I can't do. That's really what I need. Listen, it is, you know, every situation is different, right? And one of the things that I had to deal with when I was like writing my speech is not to in any way offend people that have parents in memory care, right? Because I'm like the at-home person, and so it's very important to realize not everybody can keep their parent in their home for many reasons. You know, my dad. After hearing those stories, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world. My dad's not that difficult. He's extremely grateful. It's, you know, you deal with redundancy, but I don't have a lot on top of that, right? Bad, you know, where you get kind of your personality shifts. So I'm incredibly lucky to have my dad. So I can do it every day. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with people that have to put their parents in a home. That may happen at some point with my dad. If I'm physically unable to do it, it may happen. So the one thing I don't want to do is ever put out the impression like, hey, there's something wrong if you have to put your parent in a memory care. Okay, that is not what I want to do. I am lucky. I'm blessed that I'm able to do what I'm doing. Again, I couldn't have done it 10 years ago. I couldn't have done it working as a full-time attorney. It would have been impossible, especially when my kids were younger. So for those of you that have parents in memory care units, this channel by no way is in any way denigrating what choice is good for you, right? You have to do what's good, what's right for you. If you're not in a good place, you can't take care of somebody else. So just straight out, right? We're not saying that somebody is doing anything wrong if they need help, you know, to take care of a parent, because it is tough and every situation is very different.
Do you need anything?
I had to put that out there.
Did you need anything while I'm gone?
Colleen, I'm sorry you lost your brother. I hear a lot. I look slimmer. Thank you, Vanessa. I'm always working on it. And a team is the best way. I'm so lucky to. There's a reason that we're still doing it 3 years and still can do it every day, and that's because we have help. My wife is great. My family is great. Everybody is wonderful support. Not everybody has that.
All right,
I'll- I'll-
brush your teeth.
What?
Go brush your teeth. Come on.
Take him over there.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dad. There he goes. Escorted by the dog.
What did you say here?
Let's go brush your teeth. Come here,
Look.
Ed. Ed.
She let a stranger. Yeah, I mean, it's an unpredictable disease, and everyone is so different. You do the best you can, given the circumstances that you have. The dogs love Ed. I wouldn't say they help him. The dogs scare me because I'm always worried that they're gonna accidentally trip him or something like that. I keep people saying I'm handsome. I appreciate that. I've never thought that about myself. I can tell you that. Can I give him a hug in front of you? If he came back out, I would give him a hug, and you'll see how he'll make a joke about it. My dad will, because he would make him uncomfortable, and he will use humor. I'll try. I don't mind hugging him. I love the shepherd, and the dogs love him too. And every morning they go in and say hi to him. So, was it Leslie? Yeah, I mean, there is nothing wrong with having to put your parents in a place if you can't do it. Because if you can't do it, you can't do it. You can't. You're fine. Whatever choice is best for you, that's what you have to do. You can't base it on what you see on TikTok or somebody else is doing this. You have to, whatever works for you in your situation. Don't ever feel bad about it. As long as you're doing the best you can and the most you can, that's all you can do. I mean, life's going to throw stuff at you. So, Ray, I'm 56 and Danielle is 49. And she'll be 50 in a couple months. I know people feel guilty, and I know that, and I know I'm watching some channels where some people are having to explore that option, and they feel guilty, and it's hard. No matter what you do, it's hard. It's hard if you keep them. It's hard if you give them up. But if they're in a place and you're visiting them every day, and they get used to that, it can be fine. You do the best you can. Yeah, so Eric, that's another problem. He's pointing out the cost of in-home of memory care, which is, I live in California. It can cost you $10,000 or $11,000 a month just to keep somebody in a memory care, and whatever quality that care is, that can eat through people's a person who's worked their entire life, right? And our system just eats up their entire savings in the last years of their life. It's just sad. And that's one of the things that I was in my speech, I'm talking about that we need to do better by our older people, by our older population. We need to do better, and we need to have more services to help people take care of people and do what I'm doing. More, the government can help more people do what I'm doing. And in the end, it may be a cost savings, because instead of having the government have to spend Medicare, whatever it is, most people that are in care homes are on Medicare, and the government's paying for it. So if the government could take that money in some way, enable that person to be cared for in a home, if it's possible, it's so much better for everybody and society as a whole. It's just it's a big deal. Money does make a lot of money. Those homes, the for-profit care homes, make a lot of money, and so that's kind of what it's just. I don't like the connection between profits and humble. I don't get into politics, but I don't like the fact that there's two different healthcare systems in this country. If you have money, you have access to one healthcare system. If you don't, you have little access to even what's available. And to me, that's one thing that I would just spread out. I think, let's help people take care of their health, right? I could go on a lot more about that, but it's going to bring out, there's just so much political hostility that's floating around in this country. You say the wrong thing and that's it. But there's certain areas we shouldn't skimp, and the government should help out with people, people's lives. It makes a difference for the population. It's our government. They should help us deal with our elderly population a little better. My dad is doing great. Again, my dad's lucky, right? We're in a position where we can do this. So who benefits? My dad benefits from that. Everyone should have the same options. If they can do it, the government should help them do it. My opinion. My other siblings all help. You gotta realize I have a mom too, and like right now, Mark is spending so much time dealing with my mom. It's absolutely, a tremendous help. My sister is always here to help whenever things are needed. All my siblings that are within local distance help out to the extent they can. Lanny or Tanny, my dad's not been diagnosed. We believe he's advanced stage vascular dementia. I drink it because it's low calorie. I'm on a diet. My dad was. I made a video of my dad. Someone asked, "How does he do?" I was gone for 3 days. First of all, he did absolutely spectacular. Zero drop in what he did. Maybe even a little better when I came home. My wife did an absolutely amazing job with him, and he's doing quite well. Did you change him?
Yep.
All right. I mean, the fact that he lets her do all that is remarkable to me. Thanks so much, Kay. I appreciate that. I put a lot of time and energy into that speech. I messed it up a lot. People won't know, but from what was written, when I started looking out the audience, I just kind of got off script a little bit, but most people couldn't tell. Yeah, Danielle did an absolutely bang-up job, and I am not just saying that. I mean, quite honestly, you don't realize what a relief that is for me. That was a big worry, and now I'm like, hey, I can do anything. She can do it. I don't have to worry about it. She can do it. And so if I ever have to go give a speech again, boom, I have no problem doing it. Appreciate all that. She did definitely rock it. Mark didn't give up on my dad at all. My dad fell, and after he fell, he had a setback, and it took a while to get him back physically. And now, so much time passed, we just felt that it was not right to start shipping him back and forth again.
Because he's
after
doing
a
so
3
much
month,
better too.
and he's doing so much better. So Mark comes here and spells us when we need it. And again, when Mark's not here, he's taking care of my mom, who needs help every day to do, to get to the doctor, to get to the store, to, have lunch with somebody, Mark is there, my sister is there, my niece Lily spends a night with my mom every week. My family is amazing. My dad is amazing. Margo, we don't have to deal much with incontinence or any of those kind of problems. Again, we are so lucky that I don't deal with that at all. Make sure he's clean, right?
Jimmy.
Just make sure he's clean. That's all we have to do. Is in the end, after he takes care of whatever, it's just making sure he's clean, which means putting him in the shower and making sure he's good. We're very lucky.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cheryl. It's so hard. No, he does, Sarah. He appreciates it. He was worried about the shower. He didn't think he didn't think he would we didn't know.
We didn't know if he would go for it, but
And I've done it
we
twice
didn't need
now.
Mark or Josh. I had them both ready to go.
And I had Andrew ready too, and I did
What's
it.
that?
What? Andrew's
Something was like my eyes were all green. I don't know. That was weird.
It is better
My
to switch them.
phone might
And
be messing up.
I think that was another. No, somebody.
He did, Humble. My dad, I was watching the game, the Niner game, and
Okay.
so Danielle was able to give him a shower while I was watching the Niner game. So, it's a TikTok thing, because it happened again.
Scott.
Yeah, the green eyes. Moose. That's Moose. Scott Isaacson, 930, is my buddy in San Diego. You can say hi, Moose, because that's what we call him.
I was worried that he wasn't going to let me do it while Dan was here, but he did. And he said, I lotioned him up. I did everything. And he said, Dan, she did a great job. He doesn't get combative. We're very lucky. Mm-mm.
Jonathan, it's okay. I don't get angry at KC fans. Somebody block that guy.
Don't say that.
I'm kidding. Don't block him. But I'll be angry at you
It ain't
if we
easy
lose.
angry.
But other than that, sure. I'm hoping the Niners win. We need a Super Bowl victory.
Yeah, I'm worried, but I'm not going to say it. Oh, the happy tears. The poem was amazing.
Thank
Dan,
you for that.
and we had our friend Nick Meadows put it to music, and I think it made it, and he took clips. He did that. I mean, Nick Meadows killed it for us.
That's James
So,
Bond on TikTok.
James Bond on TikTok. He was awesome.
Lady, my dad's fine. He just went to bed.
Yeah, can you hear it? Andrew's getting really good, you guys. He's getting really good.
Jet, you
It
haven't
makes
had
me,
one since
Erica,
what? Joe
it makes
Namath?
me cry every time.
Excuse me, pup.
The weather was hot today. It was another 70. Jeez.
Sorry, pup.
Poor Cokes. I've been loving the German Shepherd, videos on TikTok because it's so true. I sent you a poem about dementia. Oh, KJ. Well, Kate, let me tell him when I know it was horrible. And it makes me cry every time I see that video. Andrew was like, Mom, are you crying? I'm like, yes. Give me a moment. For the love of God. It was so, I don't know. Josh, that's going to be a tough game. I'm stressed out. Black Betty. Who's Black Betty, Angie? Who does Black Betty? I'll tell him upstairs right now. Is Gia killing it on the guitar now that Andrew's helping her? Bitch in a Robe. I love it. I love it. By Ram Jam. Black Betty.
What you doing?
By Ram Jam? I'm gonna go ask.
Where are you going?
Andrew wants to ask Andrew to learn Black Betty by Ram Jam.
All right.
Hold on.
Pearl Jam.
Ram Jam.
Ram Jam. I don't know who that is.
Andrew.
Hey, David. I do have heroes. I have different levels of heroes. Whenever someone asks who's your hero, Joe Montana is one of my heroes because that's just what he is. I have I have kind of different heroes than most people might have. You may not even know my heroes. People that do amazing things with their lives and are selfless. The people who take care of their parent with no help and just do it day after day, no outlet on social media. They just get up and do it. Unsung heroes, right? Nobody gives them a pat on the back. Hey, everything you're doing is great. They just do it every day. The parents who get up and take care of kids, if they have a Down syndrome kids or kids with MS or any other issues, autism,
All right.
those are my heroes. The normal human beings that just step up every day and
Listen,
and
hold
make
on,
it
hold on,
happen.
hold on. Angie, he put it on. I've never heard that song. He just played a little bit of a riff. Anyhow. Sorry.
Those are my heroes. Yeah, Doris, exactly. And the wives and spouses are unsung heroes. They may be older and they're dealing with, a spouse that might have dementia, maybe pre-dementia. It may be, less. Elvis Gerbach, the quarterback, was good. He's pretty good. The people, so many spouses take care of their significant other every day, and they do an amazing job.
I've never heard
They
this
just
song.
do it because they love the person.
He just played it for me because I was like, no, I've never heard that song. So he's
West Virginia is just followers that like my dad that sent him the sweatshirt. I almost put him in that sweatshirt today,
what one?
the West Virginia sweatshirt, because it's so comfortable. But it's really just a nice sweatshirt. So my dad ends up wearing it. I'll wear it sometimes. I like the feel of it.
It's a good. Yeah, he's not doing it right now.
Bang Bang Niner Gang.
I always say gang gang. Is that
My dad's favorite dessert is anything that's
no,
sweet.
he didn't like the Chips Ahoy. I gave
Well,
him.
today, but he ate a lot.
I never heard it. He showed it. He's like, Mom, you know this song. I'm like, no, never heard it. I don't know. I'm worried about the Niners.
My dad knew who I was. He did not forget me.
No.
I saw it.
He said your
tell you,
hair's a little different.
but I'll tell you. So he was coming. You saw it. It was all live. I started videoing before they pulled up, and I had no idea. You don't know when after you're gone for 3 days. Sometimes he doesn't remember me in the morning. So when I was walking up after a 3-day absence, I had the camera on, and I walked up to the window, and I could see him before he even rolled down the window. His smile came on his face. He
did.
lit up.
And
And
he was
I
like,
looked, and
he was like this, get in the car, Dan.
And
I could hear it.
that was
right?
such an uplift to me.
It
I mean,
was,
I can't
wasn't
tell
it?
you how good that made me feel.
Yeah.
He laughed, he smiled, and he's all, your hair's gone. And he's done that. Hits me with that a lot. He's hit me with little ball jokes long before he even
He said
got
your
dementia.
hair is shorter.
He always gave me a little hard time, and Josh the same thing.
Well,
We're the two bald
It
kids.
was Andrew, one night we were on the live, and Andrew had a bag of chips, and he said, well, that's not healthy.
Well, he does that. But my dad give me a hard time, but when I saw him smile, that made my morning. It made my morning.
Do you want to
Okay, so
the 91 thing?
okay, so that's a great question. Someone asked this question. Why do you always tell him he's 91? Why do you do that? There's a reason that I do that, and it's just me, right? Because my dad's a doctor, and he understands that there's causes of confusion, like traumatic brain injury or strokes or Alzheimer's, all bad connotations in his mind. So when I tell my dad, you're 91, what I'm telling him is that this is normal for somebody who's 91. You don't have any of those debilitating. I don't ever use the word dementia. If you listen to me, Danielle does. I don't use it because my dad knows the term dementia. That's true. And Moose, I won't talk about it. He's saying strokes are okay. He's not saying that in a bad way. He's had experience with that. So that's why I tell my dad he's 91. I say, Dad, and don't have to be on camera, you're 91. You have normal age-related memory loss. That's all that's happening. Everything, you're healthy, everything's fine. You're just 91. That's what I'm telling him. And sometimes it's counterintuitive to people, or people might believe that, why are you telling him he's 91? That's why I'm saying you don't have medical issues. You're just old, Dad. You just got lucky and you lived a long time. That's why, what I'm thinking behind when I tell him he's 91. It's not just to say, hey, you're old as fuck.
No, but I
It's
think
to say-
it's also, too, sometimes he believes, he thinks, okay, let's see. Sometimes he also doesn't realize he's 91.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why I'm saying it is to
Can I
just
explain
tell him.
why I tell him?
You can say whatever you want. Go ahead.
Sometimes, like the other day, he thought he was in his 40s. So I had to explain to him that he was 91 and that he can't do things by himself like he always does, or he always has. So I also tell him that for purposes of realizing he's not capable of doing the things he used to do.
Moose, I still have plenty of my beer. Maybe you need to refresh your drink over there, Moose.
And no plans yet for his 92nd birthday, not yet.
Are you going to battle Santa Corky? I don't even know who Santa Corky is.
I put Grandpa to bed.
Grandpa's is sleeping.
Yeah. So
That's
nice.
Moose,
Yeah.
Chris. Yep, that's my buddy Moose.
Laughing. Moose said laughing.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I'm drinking a LaCroix now. I had like
I'm in
Three
Canada.
glasses tonight.
My dad's sister lives in Canada. My aunt lives in Canada, and a lot of my cousins live in Canada. So I do go. My sister just got back from Canada. If you watch the video of Dos Coyotes with my sister, she's telling my dad, "Hey, I just visited with your sister." And my dad responds.
Isn't Kid Leroy Australian?
I do love Santa Claus. The Santa Claus on TikTok. We communicate a little bit.
Grandpa.
He's awesome.
Grandpa, I think, only got up once yesterday.
I'm 56.
We don't want to give him a sleeping pill because
I've
we're
never
worried
been to
about his
bed, Tony.
walking.
Yeah, any kind of sedative would make him more likely to fall. And my dad gets up so much at night, and he's going to get up whether he's tired or not. We don't want him to give him anything else that might, because the fall is our biggest fear. Our biggest worry is a fall. And that's really what we protect against more than anything
Cheryl,
else.
I do.
BC, lady, my aunt
Go
lives
back
in
and
BC.
forth because people get
All right,
upset because
I'm
you
sorry.
don't read. YouTube too. We don't need a bed alarm because for the most part, we both hear them.
What we do have to do is put the deadbolt on the bathroom door. Max actually pointed out, my nephew was here. My nephew visited
We could
today.
lock it. We
Yeah,
have
with
we have the
with the
we have the
deadbolt.
key. Yeah, we
Right.
have a deadbolt in there.
That's exactly
So we should
what I
lock
meant.
it.
Yeah, we should lock it. I check on Ed every time I get up. And every time even if I wake up, I can look over and see what the light is under the door and tell if he's up
So
or not.
one of the nights that Dan was gone, I noticed that he had a light on. I kept the door open so I could see and be aware. And he had a light on, and I was in there. I don't.
Brittany,
I
it's
told-
the outside door of the bathroom, not the inside door. So we can get to the bathroom, but our bathroom connects to the outside. So we just have to lock the outside door. Not for at night,
So
but he does go through it during the day.
I was telling that I didn't tell you this, but 1:30 in the morning the other night, I saw his light on, and he was looking for his wallet.
He'll do that in
Yeah.
the middle of the night. He'll be looking for his wallet in there.
Do some people lock them in the bedroom? Gosh, I don't know. I mean, he goes to
What?
the bathroom so much that we couldn't do that. Yes, we've had him full time for over 3 months.
Yeah, we're always on edge a little bit at night. When I was gone, when I was in a hotel, and I normally don't sleep well in hotels, but when I was in New Orleans, I slept really good. Maybe you can see today. I mean, I have not slept as good as I slept in the last 3 days in the last 3 years.
Grandpa's tinnitus, it comes and it goes, you guys. It's the weirdest thing. Sometimes he says, what's that sound? And sometimes he doesn't. It's weird. It comes and it goes.
Mammy, Mark used to take him half the time, but since the fall, we have not shipped him back and forth since his fall. Mark now, when Mark spells us, he comes over here to spell us, and he'll just stay here. If he has to spend the night, he'll spend the night here, rather than moving my dad
Yeah,
back and
okay.
forth between
I
two
see.
separate facilities or
Yeah,
locations.
my son is playing the guitar. Can you hear it?
That's Andrew. Nothing's helped me sleep. I just didn't, when I was away, I didn't
Peaceful. because
worry
you didn't
about
worry.
my dad getting up. I mean, I just slept. There is, when you are here and you are responsible for somebody, you're listening for them all night long. And it may not be my dad that gets up. The cat may make a noise, and I have to get
You
up,
get up.
And investigate to make sure it's not my dad. So it is difficult here. I don't sleep very well. And when I was gone, I slept absolutely wonderful. We don't need a camera in this room. I mean, there's nothing to.
No,
Just
Ed.
when he goes out of the room, and if he's walking around in his room at night, there's not a lot we can do, and it's only if he walks outside. Oh, thank you for the follow, Bernice. If you guys, a quick follow would be greatly appreciated.
Andrew is badass. He's starting to get really good. It's fun.
He's good. He's a good guitar player.
It's fun to listen to him. And all of that was self-taught. He has been getting lessons for the last year. Just to,
Someone asked if we have barricades put up. They work sometimes. There's good and bad about barricades. But for the most part, we just try and keep them out of dangerous areas, like walking up the stairs
Hi,
or
David.
walking into the kitchen where there's mats and things like that, or counters that if he falls, he can hit his head on. We try and keep him away from those areas with barriers. You have a drummer son? That's awesome. Chris, except for you. It's difficult when you have a son who's a drummer. I understand that. My brother,
You know,
my oldest brother was a drummer.
I don't mind the
Same
guitar.
damn song.
I love it. I love hearing him just get better and better and better. I mean, he has improved. Have you noticed the improvement in his play?
Yeah, I know he's quite good. Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we use the gate belt every time he goes outside.
Joy, you gotta stay positive, right? And that's just not in this difficult situation, but in most all the. I heard a great TikTok today, and it said, you are always going to have problems in life. Life is never stress or problem free. And the trick to a good life is learning to enjoy life while you solve those problems. Some people become so wrapped up in their problems that becomes their life, right? And they can't get off the negative parts of life. But you never are completely, at least in my experience, everything's great. There's no problems. I don't think that exists. So the key to happiness is solving your problems while you enjoy life. Kind of the way I'm telling people, hey, you can take care of your dad or your mom or your grandma or your aunt or your brother in your house and still enjoy your life. It's a tough message. And sometimes it's just not letting the problems just bring you down. Sometimes it's overwhelming and you can't help it. It's just they pile up, one thing on top of the other, on top of the other, and you just feel you're getting buried. But that's going to happen too. Outside of dementia, my dad's health is okay. He's got some heart issues, but those heart issues are, the medication he takes for his heart issues help with the dementia. If he's vascular dementia, so we walk my dad every day. We try and keep him as otherwise healthy as we can. My dad does not wander outside off at night. There have been some times he's gotten out, like walk through the garage if we forgot to shut it, and he'll go to the mailbox by himself. It's just freaking dangerous. It scares the hell out of me, but sometimes it happens. Thank God he hasn't. He did fall once doing that, but that was, well over a year ago. My dad's never violent, and he's never been violent in his entire life, so. User, do I worry? I do worry more. Since coming back from the Alzheimer's Summit and hearing all the stories, when you live in it, now I'm a little worried. I've always said no because I'm going to die long before it, but.
I hate when you say that.
What? That I'm going to die before I get dementia?
Yeah, I hate that. No, West Virginia is just from a follower. Most everything that Grandpa wears is from followers.
PGD Clipper, the speech is up both on TikTok and YouTube. It's up right now. It's a 7-minute thing, so look for a 7-minute video, and that's the speech.
Yeah, we can't let Ed walk to the mailbox. We have paranoia from that.
We have not been tested for the gene, but there was a lot of talk about that gene, and I discussed it with the doctor, one of the premier experts in the world, and we talked a little bit about that gene and getting tested and the benefits. It was a her, but that test will help bring future cures, because now they can get sample groups. Right now, we didn't know who had potentially dementia. Now you can find people that are at risk for dementia. You can put them in a group. You can try medications, and you can test them against people without the gene and really see the effectiveness of some of the therapies and treatments that are going to be coming online over the next 10 years. And it was a really big advancement, a really wonderful advancement. Whatever your name is, I can't read that. I will keep my dad as long as I can. If I can keep him until he passes, I will keep him until he passes. If it gets to a point where I can't physically or mentally or emotionally take care of him, if he would be better off somewhere else, if he ever reaches that point, that's when we'll put him somewhere. But my hope is that he dies right here in my house
Katrina,
at 100 plus years old. That's my hope. I just can't see the future.
Thanks. Yeah, it's hard. We don't have a magic 8-ball. We don't know.
Magic 8-ball? The crystal ball?
No, a magic 8-ball. Remember
that's right.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking of a crystal ball.
No, that's not.
You're thinking of the toy.
No.
Yeah. Will I live another 10 years? If you eat your spinach.
Liam, you know what Dan was thinking of all.
I think we lost, 90% of the audience there, and you don't need to look it up. It's all right. An 8-ball's in pool, right? That's a pool ball. It's black. It has an 8 on it. She's talking about the other kind of 8-ball.
Oh, Dan. Oh, shit.
I do have pictures of Bill somewhere, but I will certainly put more pictures I'll put a picture of my dad's Bill and Linda up. I'll have to call Linda and ask her if I can do it, because she's still alive. And
Dan didn't always. He wanted to be a vet, but he thought it was going to be too difficult, so he went into law.
that's true. And not the actual practice, right? But getting the degree, like
3.
I think you had to take like some advanced
This is
calculus
water now.
to become a vet.
3. I've gone up 3 for the last couple of days. My cramps are killing me.
Heather, my dad does occasionally ask about his sister, but the real reason is his sister is about 11 years younger than he is. So his brother Bill was a year and a half younger. They grew up together. They spent so much time together. And at my dad's stage right now, I mean, my dad was like, the difference between my dad and his sister is more than the distance between me and my oldest brother Dave. And, like when I was 7, my brother Dave was already gone, in college, or maybe 6 when he was gone in college, and then in medical school. So you don't necessarily see them as much, you don't grow up with them as much. So that's, I think, why my dad doesn't talk about Linda as much as Bill. But he does when I say, your sister, he knows who she is. In fact, it's the 2 of them are the last.
Grandpa
left.
never drank.
And 1 cousin. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Dad.
Mark, I wish you the best of luck with your situation and your journey.
Yeah, Grandpa never drank. He was never a drinker.
I don't think dementia has an age preference. It can hit at any time. I mean, obviously, the older you get, the more at risk you are. But it is, early onset's hitting people in their 40s. I mean, even a few people in their 30s. Very rare, but...
Did you like that video? He did. Did you see my video today where he said, "You're drinking wine? Well deserved."
I did not see that. I'll
Yeah.
check it out.
He said it was well deserved.
Oh, you have 102 resident, Laura. That's awesome. My dad's had been exhibiting signs of dementia for well over 10 years. My dad never smoked. Well, actually, I take that back. He smoked when he was like, 19 or 20. He quit when he was in podiatry school.
My grandma got it from a head injury, but he did not. Yeah, he did not. He thinks Josh is little, right? Janine, I think Janine. And Mark, it's because he's always been worried about Mark, because Mark never married.
Yeah.
Right. And
Mark was married.
Yeah, but he doesn't remember that.
Right.
So he thinks that Mark's the only one that's alone. So he always worries about that.
He does. And he worries whether Mark has food to
Yeah.
eat.
And he used to also invite Mark over for dinner. He used to
Yeah,
try to take care of him since he wasn't married. Where are the chickens and the turkey?
Oh my God. Your dad knew everyone but your mom, or your grandpa knew everyone but that must have been really tough on your mom or grandma, whoever you were referring to. Hi, Janet. Thank you. Good evening to you too.
Who knows why he remembers me? I don't know.
I think you remember who you are, dependent upon. And, Danielle is somebody for him that, cooks
Yes,
him dinner
August, my
and
son.
does his laundry and is here for him.
Because I'm spicy. His daughter lived in Vermont for a while too. But she wasn't the only one that gave him Vermont stuff. His followers send him stuff all the time. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Maker. It's hard. It's hard. And that's the people that, people always say, well, why is it one person that takes care of him? It's whoever steps up to the plate, you guys.
It's whoever can do it, typically. You guys can hear that playing?
Yeah.
It ain't bad. That's Andrew playing the guitar. I mean, I remember when he played Stairway to Heaven, like
All the
about a
time.
year and a half ago.
Yeah, it made me cry.
I wonder how he could play that today.
Should I go ask him?
Chuck, go ask him to play Stairway. I do enjoy the time with my dad. Do I enjoy all of it? No. Would I ever? I mean, would I be relieved if I put him in a home? Absolutely not. I missed my dad on this trip. And that, people go, of course you did. But you got to realize, you never anticipate missing, like, it's like missing your work, 'cause my dad's kind of my job. And that's really my number one job, right? Is taking care of my dad. It trumps all the social media. It trumps whatever I'm doing with the Alzheimer's Association. What I really do and what Danielle really does is take care of that man, right? We're on social media. I don't know. We're on lives a lot. When we're not, we're, videos 2-3 minutes during the day.
Angie, that was
The
Black
rest-
Betty.
The
He was
rest
trying
of the
to do
time,
last thing of
we're
Black
taking care of that man, and I do enjoy it, and I will miss it when it ends. I can tell you. My mom's mental health is doing great right now.
She's really good. She was worried about me the whole weekend.
My mom came over with Mark on
Yeah.
Saturday, right, and to spell Danielle. She was worried about her, and she wanted to make sure that she was okay and that she did her part while I was gone. So my mom came over with Mark and stayed with my dad for, 5 hours or however long.
Yeah, she was worried about me.
Mark was married for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
5
Happy
years.
birthday, Rebecca. Yeah, she was worried about me. That's the thing.
Thanks, Lexi. I will continue to do
Showers
poems
were great.
when I get, I have to get motivated, and usually I'll write like 2 or 3 in a couple weeks, and then dies off for a little while, and I'll get motivated again.
Yeah, so
Thanks, Daniel.
Andrew knows Angie, and so she wants him to play the Black Betty song, and so he was learning the riff.
God, he sounds really good up there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Adventure Goddess, if you want to send him something, just send it to my office,
loves, like,
Salinger Law Group.
Jimi
You can find it
Hendrix.
online.
Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath.
Pat, I'm never getting rid of that car. Andrew, I promise Andrew, I will leave it to Andrew in my will. So in 50 years when I pass.
And when he drives in the car with me, he bitches at me the whole fucking time.
Like what?
You're lugging the engine!
Oh, we gotta
Shift it! I'm like, geez,
Don't
Louise.
shift into second gear at 10 miles an hour.
He bitches at me because
Ball-
he's like, that's gonna
ball
be
spray
my.
worldwide, that's
He said,
my-
that's gonna be my car.
I'm
Stop
ready for the
fucking
Super
it up.
In Canada. Alexi,
Oh,
that's
Alexa,
awesome.
That's cool.
Yep, keep writing. Keep writing.
We always see the same thing.
You never know when you're going to write that one thing.
Andrew's
that
19.
resonates.
He's a great
Grandpa cannot hear it. No way.
guy. We were together a long time before we got married.
Beecher, Alzheimer's is one
Rex.
part of dementia. Dementia is like the broad umbrella, and it covers all of the other Alzheimer's, Lewy body, vascular dementia, Alzheimer's. It covers all those different elements of dementia. Dementia is kind of a broad term that encompasses all, impaired cognition is dementia.
Hi, Hector.
I did post a video, Scenes from Italian Restaurant by Billy Joel, one of my favorite songs forever. The speech is up right now on both TikTok and YouTube. You're from Coquitlam? Okay. My cousin's wedding was in Coquitlam, so I've been there. I've been to Coquitlam and ate in a nice restaurant there, and that's where my cousin got married. Leslie, you weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
I was there with my sister and Mark. Carrie and Mark were there, and my dad. With my dad. So dementia started over 10
I want
years
to go
ago.
to Maine. He doesn't
Thanks,
always
Jane.
know
Just the rest of
Andrew and Hannah. Hannah mostly.
You know, St. Hannah.
Hannah mostly. When Jen's here, Jen he'll confuse Jen with me and sometimes Hannah with me too. It's very confusing, but he'll say, "Oh, hey Jen," sometimes, and Andrew, he says occasionally. He knows. See, that's the thing is he knows their family, but he doesn't always remember. Did I know Ed before dementia? Yes. You gotta remember, he started dementia in his 80s, and we've been together for over 30 years. Yeah. Will he wear a Niners jersey? Of course. Oh, Leah, thank you. Ginny Boo, are you okay? Are you hanging in there? Have you seen the Alzheimer's Project shown on HBO? RJ, I have not. Doreen, yes, dementia is a progressive disease, so we know it's going to get bad. Yeah, I don't know why people want to say that. It doesn't make sense. You know he'll get worse. Well, no shit. We know it's going to get worse, but what's the point of saying that?
What? It's progressive.
You know he's going to get worse. Well, yeah, we know that.
And the goal is to slow that process down, retard the progression as much as you can. And in the last 2 months, it really hasn't gotten worse. He is actually, the one thing about vascular dementia, you may have damage in the brain, but
That's cool.
if you stabilize the condition and you minimize or reduce the strokes,
I've been worried about
the brain can fix itself around strokes. I mean, you can find the signals can make it around some of the obstacles that are caused by the dead cells caused by the stroke.
We'll look for it. There's a
Hey, in Wyoming, what?
RJ was saying there's a documentary on, what was it? RJ, on Netflix, or where has it been?
There is a show that people were telling
Yeah,
me about.
that RJ was just saying if we had seen it.
Yeah, someone that was just talked about at the convention.
I want to go to Martha's. It's part of my
On
thing. I
HBO.
really want to go to Boston. I want to go to, yeah, I do. What distance do you aim for? For me, for running? Oh gosh, I just run anywhere from 3 to 6 miles. That's it. HBO. Okay,
Mara,
HBO.
if
It's on
I get
HBO.
up to Coquitlam again, I
Where's-
absolutely will let
where's
people know.
Coquitlam, in Canada?
It's east of Vancouver.
Oh, sorry, Dave. We're right. No, we'll come one of these days.
Sorry
I
about
swear.
that, Dave.
I don't think it was Margaret. It was a relaxing weekend. I was really, you guys know, I was really proud. I was really proud.
Are you tired?
I'm fine.
And you kind of seem like you're losing it here.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was reading the things.
I mean, if you
What players? What night should I send? What? Bosa?
were you at the casino today?
No,
I don't
was
do it.
not.
I stopped in Vegas and.
But I did get a call from Clint, and he said, "What the hell? We haven't been to the casino with you in 4 weeks. We need to go." I said, "Okay, I'll take you." Why is the driver's license such a big deal?
Give me your driver's license, CJ, and then I think you'll understand. I would consider my nephew's
Not that we
dating
know
a
of,
girl
Sarah.
from Brazil. I would
He's a
consider going to
deep
Brazil.
virgin
I'd
about
consider
that.
going to Costa Rica.
Yes, I'm hot for 97 for sure.
Definitely, I'm up to going to South
I'm
America.
98 though, David. So get it right.
Thanks, Alex. I'm not sure which response you're referring to, but I am reading on the YouTube over there.
They're mad because you never.
The final straw was
Do you ever want to scream all the time?
they took his license away. That was the final straw.
And really, he adjusted to everything. He adjusted to selling his house very well. He adjusted to moving in with his kids very well. He adjusted to his car being driven. I mean, we got
He's had a lot
very
of
lucky.
adjustment, and he's
We've got very lucky. We are very lucky in this journey so far.
Bill has passed away. Travis or
Knock on wood.
Pops is in bed.
Pops, can you itch? Go on, Ernie. I have an itch. Is your mom mad at Grandpa?
No, not at all. I mean, you got to realize, my dad was not always as loving, as easygoing as he appears on these videos.
That's it.
And, my parents divorced a long time ago. And, there's nothing major,
No,
like,
right
there's
here.
nothing like no cheating or, domestic violence
Down.
or anything like
Down.
that. No drugs. It was just, my mom married young and she just, they just didn't work as they grew. And
Look.
they had a lot of kids and they'd been divorced for a long time. And now, my mom's,
I'm in the
like my
Philippines.
dad is part of the family almost as they didn't get divorced, because after, 25 years when everyone else is gone and it's just your family, that's still the mother of her children, the father of her children. So she loves him as the father of his children and as an ex-spouse.
And the mother of his children. Did you say that?
And the mother of his children, yeah.
Did you say that?
I think so.
Hi, AP.
Cancer, Jordan. Cancer, a long time ago.
Melvin. I am tired. I didn't sleep well. Yes, his second wife passed away.
My mom did not remarry.
We've been married 26 years, almost 27.
Yeah, we're coming up to 27.
Shit, what are you gonna do for me?
There are videos that that we could go through and find. It's just a matter of going through the old stuff, right? We don't have a lot of pre-dementia videos on phones because we didn't have phone cameras like that 15, 20 years ago. We had, flip
Going for the
phones and
Chiefs
things
and
like
Niners. Jay, Niners, duh. Him for 27 years? I don't know. It's been a tough one. Are your parents close? My parents are both dead. Dead.
I was 29 and she was 23 or 24 when we got married.
God, were you that old?
Yeah, I was that old.
Jesus.
I don't know if the full moon is causing anything. Possibly. I don't know. I noticed problems about 12, 13 years ago. And believe me, the signs are pretty easy to see in that behavior is just way atypical to anything you've ever seen. That's when you know there's a problem.
Liam, there's a bean in the cookie.
What?
Liam asked if a cookie is a bean. I said, there's a bean in the cookie.
A cookie bean.
Cookie bean. He's still a lawyer. He will always be a lawyer until the day he dies. Oh boy.
The signs, what are some signs where you know they have dementia? So something that is totally inconsistent with their personality, like my dad closed out a bank account and walked around with a check in his wallet for 2 weeks, which is something he just never would have done healthy. Making the wrong turn at a major intersection that he's been on for the last 15 years, and all of a sudden one day he turns the wrong way on that intersection. Those are major signs. Forgetting names, things like that, not so critical. Major things that you can't mistake them, right? My dad came into our house one day and he used to take naps. Before he had dementia, he'd come over to my house every day and he'd take naps for 2-3 hours in our movie room. And one day he came into that movie room and he said, "Is this new? I don't remember this room." And that was like, we knew at that point. It was just clear.
No, I couldn't do
Jason, I'm working with Manscaped, and if we get picked up on a permanent basis, I have some stuff ready to go. I can't wait to do it. I have the next ad written, which I think is pretty humorous, so I hope we get the opportunity to do that. That may happen real quick.
Dan likes to write, so he's
always
thinking.
I like to write the skits and things like that.
Oh, microwave?
Yeah, I eat pineapple on pizza. I don't care.
You do?
Moneymaker, thank you, man.
You do? You
I
really do?
I like Pittsburgh too. My dad never knew about his diagnosis.
What's the key to a long-lasting relationship like ours? Love.
Compromise, forgiveness, trust.
Honey,
Those are all important.
that's it?
Yeah.
Just compromise and trust?
And, support.
Love?
Love's good. It's good to have love in there.
What else? You're sounding so...
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
It's true. They're cliche, but that's true. Don't fight over the stupid stuff. And, just give in.
We always fight over the stupid stuff.
Brock Purdy or Joe Montana, I'm not going to dignify that question with an answer.
Joe Montana, duh. Our satin sheets.
Grandpa's favorite activity was walking in his day. That would have been his favorite activity.
That's the key.
Picking our battles in real life versus
You-
social media are different, right?
We fight over the smallest things all the
Right,
time.
but we don't major fight over it.
Oh, we measure.
All right, well, you major fight. I know. I move on.
You do?
Satin sheets. Yeah, there's some good questions. Look, what are you doing?
I don't know. He doesn't skate the jewels. I like a bushy man. I like my men hair.
Grandpa is not Irish. I am on the other side, a little Scottish and Irish, but not Grandpa.
Who doesn't like a bush on a man?
Men don't have bushes.
Yes, you do.
No, I mean like a man bun on their head, but men don't. Oh, I have a bush. I mean,
You need a
what man-
tickler. Every man needs
No
a
man's
tickler.
going to say, I have a bush. Any man who says, I have a bush, this is not going to happen. Men don't have bushes.
All right. Let me see. Is it
It
white?
doesn't matter. And no, it's not white.
It's not white.
Prove it. I would prove it, but I would be gone. I'd prove it in a second. I want to prove it. I want to stand up right now and prove it, but
By the way,
TikTok won't let me.
Dan
can
did
tell you,
that
there's no
one
bush.
time in Mexico.
What?
You pulled down your pants at the pool because you were mad at me, and I don't know what happened, but it was
I'm sure there was a lot of stuff
there
involved.
was a lot of Jim Beam.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
I was so
I'm gonna have Mexican authorities at my door anytime arresting me. We're gonna extradite you back to Cabo. Indecent exposure. 2017. We remember it. We got it on camera over here.
I was like, "What are you doing?" He was really pissed off at me.
And
I
my
don't
God,
know.
you were white as hell.
I left. You were red.
It's red?
Red with a sprinkle of gray. Oh shit. Do we have outside help? I am the outside help.
Tom, I love skinny dipping too. We got our own pool, but not once have I been able to get Danielle to skinny dip in that pool. Not once.
How the fuck do you think we're gonna skinny dip with a house full of people?
They're not always here.
Really?
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 Oh Lord.
Are the kids always here?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it's freezing right now. No one's
Oh.
gonna skinny dip.
The water was cold.
Shrinkage. Yeah, remember that Seinfeld episode?
Oh shit.
Thanks, Brandy. I appreciate that. My speech is up. For anyone who hasn't seen the Alzheimer's speech, it's up on TikTok and YouTube. Check it out. Join, and if you can help with the cause,
Oh, thank
contact
you,
the
Diane. I
Alzheimer's
do too.
Association. Volunteer. Donate some money. But your time is just as valuable as money,
Oh shit.
and they need help.
Jordan's gonna watch. Your bush will keep you warm. There's no shrinkage.
I'm a bushman. I'm a bushman.
Oh, just kidding. You guys, if you don't want shrinkage, keep a bush.
A lot will make me laugh, but thanks so much for the speech, love. It is out there. Anyone wants to see it? My 7-minute speech.
Anybody? Is anybody of you at the pool in the marina back in 20?
Taylor Swift, were you there?
Oh, jeez, Louise.
All right, it is. It's been an hour and a half, and I'm starving. All right. Normally we try and stay on 2 hours, but I just got back. It's been a long day. I want to eat and relax and watch the Niner game again
Like a good land.
back there.
I don't think Dan has. You want to watch the game again?
Yeah, I want to watch the game again. I know Taylor was at the game, but guys, that Wednesday, we'll be back on Wednesday and do it again. And
Do it again.
I'm gonna eat and watch the game. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It was fun tonight. I hope you guys had a good time. And if you give it a quick follow, that would be
Can't
appreciated.
stop laughing.
You can check out the speech video.
Jet, get in the Murphy room. Do the Murphy bed tonight. Sleep.
And you guys have an absolutely wonderful time. Thank you so
Oh,
much for all the
shit.
comments and
Good night.
participating with us.
No, it's
And I will see
freezing.
you guys next time.
Shake that cookie. Mine's shaved. His cookie's not. Good night, guys. I'll see you later. Love you. See you in the morning.